Warmth radiated from the column. At first Owen assumed that the crystal was radiating heat reflected from the alien sun, but even on the side away from the glare the pillar seemed equally warm. "I may do little for you," a feminine voice asked quietly in his mind. "This much, and no more." Suddenly the sensation of heat grew, washed out from pillar like a warm breeze, shifting the sand beneath their feet and pressing out into the deserts beyond. In a brief second the wind was gone, leaving the pillar cold and quiet. The party's abilities have increased. Oh. Okie dokie, now then. So I think it's difficult. I can't keep. We've done that one. We've done that one. I don't think we've done that one. Owen hesitated. Shimmering in the hellish alien heat, it seemed improbable, it seemed improbable even, that the sun-warmed crystal would blister him if he touched it. But he was curious what material a glass-like pillar had been made of. Privately, he wondered if the serpent people he had encountered in the desert plains had been responsible for the enigmatic monoliths, but somehow the idea seemed wrong to him. No, the pillars of Karzin were not crafted by the Panath Tiandun. There's too many N's in that. There's one too many N's in this word. Tiandun. A voice whispered in his mind. We made ourselves, even. Horrified by the sudden, uninvited intrusion of the alien presence within his mind, Owen drew back from the column, but the intruder remained. We seven were the gods of Timuriana, Savani. Yeah, I myself was once Datsavan, Lord of Gates, but once the Valherv brought their wars of desolation, we narrowly averted the great star death. I don't know what any of the things you're saying mean, Owen replied. I've heard very little about the elven ones called the Valherv, but beyond that... It is unimportant, Savani, the voice said. What we are aware is lost beyond regaining, but there is time yet to save your people from the same fate. Our world? Owen asked. The Valherv have been dead on my world for time beyond reckoning. They can't pose any threat to us. A feeling of disinterest washed through him as the god brushed aside the question. The one you know as Pug of Stardock will tell you more when the time comes for you and the Wanderer to make your choices. For now, you must bring to this place the Cup of Rin Scar. Do this and we will free Pug from his captivity. Oh, there we go. So that's how we get Pug out of wherever he is. The Cup of Rin Scar. Suddenly suspicious about the nature of the entity which spoke to him, he worded his reply carefully. If you are a god, why do you need me to fetch a cup for you? And why should I trust a bodiless someone who claims to have imprisoned the one we look for? You are wise to question, the voice replied, but it is mine alone to know this truth. You may do as I ask and bring to me the Cup of Rin Scar, or you may perish in the desolation of Tiramisu. The choice is yours. However, it would be an unwise decision to utilise its powers. Pug has already learned this lesson. So, don't touch the Cup of Rin Scar, you'll end up imprisoned. Right. Let's save, so I don't have to go through all this talking again. If anything happens. So, let us now go to this one. Oh, I rotated too far and I've lost my track now. Where were we? Oh dear God, this is confusing. You can't. Why couldn't you just make them different colours so you can see which ones you've been to and which ones you haven't? Right. I think that one we haven't been to. Or is it? Yeah. Been to this one? I have no idea. The pillar was made of crystal. In better condition than the others in the circuit. I don't think we've been to this one. Its reflective surface was not as pitted by the blast of sands as the others had been. Stroking its surface, Owen marvelled at the amount of work it must have taken the craftsman to make. I wonder what this place was originally, Owen asked, not expecting the mental reply which flooded his senses. You stand in the ruins of Karzin Mavok, once the high temple of the seven gods of Tiramisu. Once these columns were the only symbols of the gods, crafted by Savani artisans who were the servants of Datsavan. Now they are vessels within which we have taken refuge. Refuge? What drives a god into refuge? Owen asked. Cheeky bastard. I wouldn't think it would be possible. Are you dissing the gods, Owen? Not very wise. Valherv, the voice said. Though without a true voice it was impossible for Owen to tell, but there were shadings within it that seemed a mixture of hate and sorrow. Those who were known as the Valherv extinguished all life as we knew it here, using this as a battleground where they warred with all who dared challenge their universal supremacy. Only when the Savin showed to us that our struggles would be futile did we create a plan by which we could drive out their hordes of Pantathians and Karda, and I'm not even going to try pronouncing that one. What did you do? Owen asked. A long silence greeted him before a distant reply came to him. Of the 7 who ruled, there were only 6 of us who survived the desolation. 2 have faded so far from the world they can no longer give voice to their thoughts, but instead are little more than sentient forces of nature only. Only Datsavan will remain, waiting for the time of the awakening. He shall call us when the need has come. We shall not speak again, Savani. No, okay, bye-bye. So I must have... Owen waited. Yeah, good. Right, we've spoken to that one. So yeah, a bit of background information there. Have we spoken to you? Energy blasted from the column. Dazed, Owen picked himself up from where he had fallen in the sand, reaching for a hand up from Gorath. There was this presence that was in the column. When I touched it, it felt as if I would kill every single Panathtiandan on the face of the world, as if I could have strangled them all barehanded, and then the feeling was gone. It is strange you should mention it, but I am feeling suddenly vigorous myself. But what are these Panathtiandan? Gorath replied. It is an unfamiliar term. Well, we've just been told, I think, haven't we? The snake men that we've run into. I'm not sure why I know that, but I know that that's what they're called on this world. The party's abilities have increased. Really, which one? Oh, and now we're randomly spinning around just to confuse me even more. So I don't know which ones we've... Yeah, I think that one was... We've just done that one, I'm sure. So probably this one. I think this is the last one. We don't want to touch that one. Is it this one we don't want to touch? Because it will loot. There's one of them which will take away your health and stamina. I'm going to guess it's that one, because that one looks just like a crystal. A standard crystal. Have we tried you? Yeah, I think that's it for here now. So we've got a lot of information. We've got a much better idea about what we need to be doing. The crystal was cold. Yeah, we've touched that one. So let me just... There are 7 altogether, and we need to use 6 of them. So hang on a minute. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 and 7. I think, yeah. So we've done everything but that one, which is the one we want to avoid. So right, after all that. Let's go south. Well, let's save and then go south. Even. And that's pretty much it for this sector on this chapter. Where's south gone? Stop changing south. Just stay where you're supposed to be. Right. There we go. So yeah, we'll get back to the road and then we'll head east into the next sector. And once we get there, yeah, we've done this combat already, so we don't need to do it now. Once we get there, yeah, we're gonna call it a session. Actually, are we there yet? No, I need to. Yes, that's it. I'm off the map now and into the next sector. So we'll finish there for now, and I will see you again later. Ta-ra!